Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. Ben Roethlisberger felt compelled to recently weigh in on whether he'd rather have Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes on his team. Well, I would take Aaron in his prime over Patrick now. I think Aaron Rodgers' prime was one of the few to ever do it, and so Patrick is at his prime. Patrick Mahomes is just entering out of his prime, I think. Does Ben realize how utterly ridiculous he sounds?
Yeah, but obviously, he's gonna go with it with someone
a contemporary.
Right, exactly. Someone a little closer to him, despite the success, the early success in the early career that Patrick Mahomes has had. Obviously, Ben knows how great Pat is, but obviously Aaron Rodgers was special despite not being able to have the number of Super Bowls, only having one. But if you look at Aaron Rodgers' numbers in his prime, it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. Despite him not being able to win the big games consistently like Patrick Mahomes has done.
So I thought that was the objective. Because people make it seem like Aaron Rodgers did not have good teams. Go back and look at the receivers that he had. Go back and look at the receivers that he had and go back and look at, do you believe the last 3 Super Bowls, Aaron Rodgers could have got that receiving group to the Super Bowl? Consider he could only get to the Super Bowl one time with Jordy Nelson, with Greg Jennings, with Donald Driver, with James Jones, with Jermichael Friendly. So do you believe he could take that group that Patrick Mahomes took? Mm-hmm. He couldn't even get – that man couldn't beat Jimmy Garoppolo. But somehow he going to get to and he going to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The MVPs are impressive. Chat, y'all know I've been one of the biggest, one of the loudest Aaron Rodgers fans. Mm-hmm. He's phenomenal. He was phenomenal. But to base it on Patrick Mahomes in 21 postseason games is 17-4. 3 Super Bowl wins. Aaron Rodgers in 22 postseason games is 12-10 with 1 Super Bowl win.
Yeah.
And look at the guys that he's lost to.
Right.
Tom Brady beat him twice. Joe Burrow beat him. And now Jalen Hurts beat him. Now go look at the guys that beat Aaron Rodgers in a playoff game. The mere fact the man got beat by Jimmy G twice.
Hey, hold on. Jimmy G had a nice squad around him now. He had a nice squad around him, and all Jimmy G had to do, Jimmy, don't mess it up.
I tell you what.
Take the ball. Don't mess it up.
Give Patrick Mahomes that squad.
The game.
Give Patrick, okay, if I give Patrick Mahomes that squad, what you think? You think Aaron Rodgers beating Patrick, he going to beat Patrick Mahomes with that squad? Because you say Jimmy G.
Yeah, no. You put Mahomes around any team.
Yes.
Mahomes is one of the few quarterbacks, you can put him on any team and it elevates everyone else around him.
Yes.
Elevates everyone else around him because he's just that good. Not only physically, but he's going to beat you here too.
Yes. I mean, bro, he beat Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler got hurt and got on a stationary bike. He thought he was at a Tour de France, so he didn't want to play football no more. He just wanted to ride the stationary bike. Look, I mean, you beat who you beat to get to the Super Bowl. But this has been Roethlisberger's opinion, but I vehemently disagree with this.
Yeah.
Vehemently. And I think the thing is he's basing it on MVPs. Mm-hmm. He's basing it on MVPs. And Aaron Rodgers has 4.
Yeah.
But look at those great seasons that came out to be duds. See, the thing is that, Ocho, can you do, if you got a great offense, can you get done? Can you score a point when you need to? If you're a great defense, can you get a stop when you need to? Can you get off the field on 3rd down? Can you get your offense the ball back? Can you not let them flip the field? You got them backed up. Mm-hmm. Can you make them stay there and not flip the field? Get the ball to midfield and then punt it and pin you down inside the 5. Can you do that? Aaron Rodgers has 4 regular season MVPs, 1 Super Bowl, a Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes has 2 MVPs, 3 Super Bowl MVPs. He's been to 5.
Right.
And you're saying, Now let this sink in. The man has already been to more Super Bowls, has more postseason wins, has more MVPs, and he's not even 30.
Yeah. And I think it's more to it than that. Obviously, we don't know what Ben is indicating, why he picked Aaron Rodgers, but also I want people not to forget how special Aaron Rodgers was as well.
This is what Ben said.
And how gifted he was as a quarterback.
Oh, he was as physically gifted at throwing the football.
In general.
He and Dan, I'm talking about just pure throwers of the football. Aaron Rodgers, Dan Marino, take your pick. But this is what he said, Ocho.
Yeah.
I think Aaron in his prime was one of the top few to ever do it. And so Patrick at his prime, Patrick Mahomes is just entering out of his prime. So in other words, he's saying Aaron was one of the top to do it, but Patrick isn't. Because what he say? He said, I think Aaron Rodgers in his prime was one of the top to ever do it. So by what his word said, if Patrick Mahomes is coming out of his prime, he wasn't one of the top to ever do it.
Yeah.
So from 23 to 39, he goes to 5 Super Bowls, wins 3 MVPs, 2 regular season MVPs, 2 5,000-yard seasons, and a 50 touchdown season. But he ain't not one of the top few to ever do it. Now, Chad, do y'all see how utterly ridiculous that sounds? Now, I hope we got this right. Let's just make sure we got this right. Double check that. Well, I would take Aaron in his prime over Patrick now. I think Aaron Rodgers in his prime was one of the top few to ever do it. And so is Patrick at his prime. Patrick Mahomes is just entering out of his prime, I think. So he thinks Patrick Mahomes is out of his prime now, Ocho.
I don't know. But obviously Ben being a quarterback that played but against Aaron Rodgers, I think that's where he's picking him instead of
because I think Ben came in 04 and I think Aaron came in 05. So you see that's kind of like
right.
That's the era. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
To each his own.
Yeah, I was just gonna say everyone has a preference. Sometimes the goalposts move regardless of what the accolades and what someone has done. There's always someone else that they like better, regardless.
This is what Patrick Mahomes' trainer had to say to Ben. Not everybody quits working out at 30.
He said that for real?
Yeah.
Okay, that's my first time here. That's my first time here when the trainers talk trash. I like that. That.
Oh, I think he commented because there was somebody I think in the Kansas City media talked about Patrick Mahomes and talked about his body and looked like he eat pizza and stuff like that. I want my quarterback to look just like Patrick Mahomes. I want my quarterback to look with his shirt off, look like Tom Brady, look like Peyton Manning. That's what I want my quarterback to look like.
No muscles.
I don't want no muscles.
Right.
I don't want no muscles. I want him to have because I want him to be able to twist. I don't want him to straining no obliques.
Right.
I don't want all that muscle, the shoulder that hinders.
Right. So basically, you want your quarterback to have a dad bod.
That's what granddad if possible. You just skip over dad, granddad.
I like it.
And like I said, look, and that's not to take away from Aaron because, like I said, Chad, y'all know me. Mm-hmm. Y'all saw me on the other show. I still think Aaron Rodgers was phenomenal. Is he what he once was? No. As we get older, as an athlete gets older, where he could elevate everybody else, now he needs help for him to elevate. Look at Tom.
Right.
Tom, was not going to be able to get those Patriots because now he goes to Tampa and he got Godwin. And he got Mike Evans. And he get Gronk to come back. And he got some other weapons. And he got a solid offensive line. And you see, but after that Super Bowl, you see Tom threw for 5,000 yards, but it didn't have the same oomph to it.
Right.
It didn't have the same he threw it for 300 yards, but the majority of the time they were playing from behind. And so the 300 yards didn't have the same pizzazz. It didn't have the same impact.
Right.
Like I said, there's no denying Aaron Rodgers is a top quarterback, wherever you want to place him. I don't think you can put him in top 5 because he didn't win enough championships to be top
Right.
5, especially when you're talking about Brady and you're talking about Manning and you're talking about Joe Montana and you talk about my homeboy. Just that alone keeps him out. But I don't know if you can keep him out of the top 10 because those 4 regular season MVPs, only Peyton Manning has more. The touchdown to interception ratio.
Yeah.
I don't know how you keep him out of the top 10.
Right.
I don't. I'm surprised that he didn't make the 75th anniversary team. Because, they tried it. They didn't want to load up in any one particular era. They can't say, well, let's take all the guys from the modern era and then we leave guys like Johnny Unitas or Otto Graham or some of these other guys out. So, look, Joe, Peyton, and Tom, those 3 were going. They're going to be on this anniversary team.
Right.
And then they took John, they took Marino. That's 5. Now, off the top of my head, I can't remember. I think Johnny Unitas, I think he was there. I think Otto Graham was there, 7. I don't really remember all of them, but I think, they tried to get a mixture. They didn't want to load up and said, okay, we're just going to take the receivers because, you got to take Don Hudson. Now you leave out, Charlie Hennigan, Jerry and Randy. For me, I thought T.O. deserved to be on the 75th anniversary team. I really did.
Absolutely. We talk about top 3, top 2.
You might not like his antics and said, okay, he killed the locker room. All I know is this. That man got the 3rd or the 4th most touchdowns ever. Well, he got the 3rd most touchdowns for a receiver.
Mm-hmm. See, and that's the problem that's the problem that I have is the people that have the power, that call the shots, that control everything on who's allowed to be on this list or who's allowed to be in that. That's why I don't like the politics that come with it.
Yeah.
I don't like the politics that come with it. Why do you think I donned my own jacket? Why do you think I donned my own jacket? Because I understood how it works. And I'm not finna play that game. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm one. It's one thing I don't like. And I'm gonna just say this real quick. One thing I don't like about former players that had great careers, and they know they've had great careers and they have their numbers. I hate the almost begging in a sense to be a part of something that was created, and you have to pander to want to be in it. It's like being an actor, and knowing that you have great movies, that you've had a great career doing movies, but you never won an Oscar. Yeah, that doesn't take away none of the work that you've already done. That's set in stone. It doesn't.
Because you know what I look at it? I look at it like Denzel. Denzel is one. He won for Glory, supporting role, and then he won on a lead role for Training Day. But if Denzel didn't win any awards, does that make me think that Denzel isn't a great actor? Absolutely not.
Yes.
Because I saw him in Cry Freedom playing Bantu Stephen Biko.
I
saw him playing Reuben Hurricane. I saw him in Hurricane. I saw him play Malcolm X. I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
Yes, sir. Hold on. I'm going to add to that. I saw him live in New York play Othello.
Yes.
And never forget a line.
Yes. I think he was encouraged. Wasn't he encouraged under fire? With what's the guy name? The guy passed away recently it's sad that he and his wife was dead for years. Gene Hackman.
Okay, yeah. Gene.
Wasn't that Courage Under Fire? I saw him in the Pelican Brief.
Yeah.
I saw him in Inside Man. I saw him. So even if he didn't win an award, I've seen enough of him to know what greatness is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just don't like the need for validation because they put Hall of Fame. Well, if you're not a part of this, then what you've done is not valid. When that's just not the case for so many. It's okay. It's okay to have a great understanding, to be an actor, to be a football player, or to be an artist, to be a musician. Sometimes, as great as you are, they don't see you as that, and it's okay. It doesn't take away the fact
he was
from
in
the
that
body of work that you put in.
He was in Courage Under Fire. What was that movie with with Gene Hackman? About the submarine.
Crimson Tide.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he played that role.
Hey,
He played that.
listen.
He played it.
Denzel has unbelievable range.
Yeah.
Unbelievable
Crimson
range.
Tide, I think, was Crimson Tide with Gene Hackman. Courage Under Fire, I think, was Meg Ryan. And he was in another movie with and Dakota Fanning where Proof of Life? Wasn't it a movie called Proof of Life?
I don't know that one.
Saw him in all the Equalizers. I saw him in Devil in Blue Dress.
Mm-hmm.
Harlem Blues. When he was Bleak, he was playing the trumpet. Man on Fire. That's what it was. You remember that, Ocho?
Yes, with Peter.
Man on Fire.
With Peter. With Peter. Mark Anthony.
Any more wishes? I wish you had more time.
time.
Yeah.
Classic.